Students, yeah, let me wait for other participants. So I'm going to discuss how to write your own copy constructor, right? Let me wait for other participants. Let me put some markings. Meanwhile, students can join. This is your default copy constructor. This is how your default copy constructor looks like. Default copy constructor. This is how your default copy constructor looks like, right? Now let me write my own copy. Now let me wait how many participants have joined. Students are joining, and let me wait for 2 more minutes. And yeah, you can mute your mic, students. Deepak, can you please mute your mic? Yeah. Okay, fine, students. So let me do it. I think okay, students may join. Okay, fine. Now, so now my question is, so this is a default copy constructor. Now inside my class call A, I don't have any copy constructor, right? So now let me write a copy constructor. How a copy constructor looks like? That's what I said. A ampersand AOBJ. Is behavior. See how we can differentiate in a copy constructor and a normal constructor is very important. So in your constructor, A is a constructor. In a constructor, if you use something like this, A ampersand, when you see A ampersand, it's nothing but a copy constructor. When you see A ampersand, it's a copy constructor. But you see that in other constructor, I don't have any A ampersand. I'll be passing either into, float, something. Okay, you see that generally I don't have any ampersand. If you see this ampersand, okay, this ampersand indicates that it's a copy constructor. So very, very important. Okay, by seeing this, you can make it out as a copy constructor. Whether this is a normal constructor. So it's just a constructor. That's a normal constructor. So by seeing this, you can identify as a copy constructor as a normal constructor. Okay, so let me erase this. Now I need to write here. Okay, let me write a small code here. I want to illustrate this. Copy constructor will be invoked. Okay, copy inside copy constructor. Okay, now here let me write it. Okay, let me write it. See out inside constructor. Inside constructor, and let me remove this stuff. Let me clear all my drawings. It's getting confused. Yeah. This constructor, this also is not required. Yeah. Now listen, students. So what's going to happen? Let us try to analyze the code. Okay. Now what I'm trying to do, I'm trying to create an object of a class. So when you try to create an object of a class, it's going to invoke a constructor. What constructor is going to invoke? It's going to invoke a constructor which is taking one argument of type integer. So I have a constructor which is taking one argument of type integer, and corresponding constructor has been defined. So it's trying to set the value, and then it's going to print inside constructor. It prints it prints inside constructor. Next, what I'm trying to do, I'm trying to copy A1 to A2. So when I'm trying to copy A1 to A2, this copy constructor should be invoked, and then it has to print inside copy constructor. So first it will print inside constructor, and next it will print inside copy constructor. So let us check this by running the code in a C++ compiler. Okay, let me clear it, and let me copy this code. In a C++ compiler. Is that open it here? There's my C++ compiler. So let me run this code. Yeah, and let me get this inside main. Let me copy these two statements. Okay. I hope you understood what I mean to say that. Just I want to illustrate. Okay, when you're trying to copy one object to another object, a copy construct is invoked. Okay. Let me run this program. Yeah, I think let me put in proper backslash n. Let me put in new line. Fine. Yeah, you see that output students here. First, I'm getting inside constructor, the same thing. Next, I'm getting inside copy constructor. Why I'm getting inside copy constructor? I think same thing I've discussed just now. Okay, I hope you understood, right? So why it's happening like that? You see that first, when you create an object of a class, I'm going to print inside constructor. Next, when I'm trying to copy A1 to A2, it's going to invoke the copy constructor which I have written. So that's why it's printing inside copy constructor. Okay. So whenever you want to write your own copy constructor, this is how you need to write it. Okay. So inside this, you should write the corresponding code. A code simply written C out, but any code you can write it which is relevant to this. So I finished, students. You have any questions, you can ask. I'm ready to take your questions. So I finished with these three types of constructors. That is zero argument constructor, parameterized constructor, explicit constructor, and copy constructor. So if you have any questions, you can ask. I'm ready to take your questions. If you have no questions, and that's all for today's class, you can leave the session. Have a nice day. If you have any questions, you can ask. Otherwise, you can leave the session. Okay, fine, students. I'm leaving the meeting. Have a nice day.